Got some money, I could maybe buy an RV and do this thing up like spectacular. And so that's what I did. It took me a while. I found the RV, got a good price on it, and but it was sort of broke down. So my dad, this probably wouldn't have happened without my dad, because he spent a good month and a half doing some pretty heavy labor on it at my financial expense, but most of the heavy labor was done by him. But he got her up and running, got her looking nice. And so Mike's and Justin's Magical RV Adventure Tour was born. So that's how it began. And it's still a work in progress, still going. Maybe it never ends. Maybe it never began. Perhaps it always was.
The Temple of Elephant Rock.
It's like a big fish.
Wow. Precambrian era. I am right into Dude, isn't this awesome? Marco.
Shamans.
Where will you be on 10-10-10?
Mount Shasta.
Join Tiburon and the family of Earth Keepers in the Crystal Vortex atop the highest mountain in Arkansas. Arkansas is the largest natural deposit of quartz crystals in the Northern Hemisphere. Magazine. We're going today, maybe.
Magikal campground. It's a lovely spot.
Peace and love comes round.
And off to Arkansas we go.
Om Shreem Reem Shreem Mahalakshmi Devi Namaha. Oh dear, you know, like taking the time to guys. Hillsboro, Arkansas State Park. So we've been seeing synchronicities all the way. Like license plates, cars popping
I was actually just catching the mountains, but yeah, we can zoom in on that right there.
And I've seen a lot of 789s. I saw a 111 earlier, I believe, and that is a 444.
I had 777 and a 5555.
It was 777 on the speedometer at the same time as this car pulled up. That was 444.
Exactly. You know that a virus is like a virus. We're in the right place at the right time.
Is there something out there in the universe, whatever it may be, that is beaming something to all of us?
Whoa.
Go that way.
Hey, watch y'all turn around.
That's cool.
Found a Yeti too.
We heard one.
Oh, Yeti.
Straight up. heading to Dallas. Dallas, Texas. Trump circle.
led me to the way of light, which I call. There's consciousness. Well, first you have to take away right and wrong. If you take away right and wrong, then you're dealing with expansion and contraction. And early on in my life, I found my spirituality through drugs, but I realized that that way, what worked for me then was a way of contraction. So what works for me now is the way of expansion. So I find that same level of consciousness and through sobriety and disciplining my mind. So what I did at the School of Metaphysics was I studied dream analysis so I could learn on what my higher consciousness was telling me. And I learned the way of disciplining my mind through mental disciplines such as stillness, concentration, awareness, attention. And I learned how to reach those levels of consciousness through clarity and through expansion. So I've reached not only the levels that I was able to through drugs, but I was able to take it even further through sobriety. So that's what I think now.
Just asked in the universe for a conversation like this.
I said everybody's like, alright, we'll cut everything out about anything about drugs.
You can keep that in. I think it's important for people to know that you can find spirituality through both contraction and expansion. But
while there are things with other cultures or religions that I might not exactly agree with or feel comfortable adhering to, but every religion has some aspect of truth in it. It's different facets of the one same whole universal truth, connection, whole oneness.
Yeah, that's fucking truth.
And I didn't find that in a book anywhere. Nobody else told me that. That's what I feel. I felt. I believe that such men like Buddha and Jesus Christ were very real beings, children of God, yes, but in truth, aren't we all children of God?
Yeah, damn right.
They carried crucial messages to us in times of need, but they themselves are just an offshoot, as we are, of what that is. I don't really see it as God or this man up in the clouds with this great long beard and long white robe. It is he, it is she, it is we, it is all of us. It's just energy all around us. I pray to it as Goddess, as Mother Earth, as those are the representations that I acknowledge this energy as the one that is most comfortable for me, but it's all there. Completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't give up. Don't give up, and don't don't let the man get you down, because it's our ego and our control has put, through mankind, has put us in a state that we want to rule and control people, and we literally are creating and bringing out misery in each other, and that way, if we can make someone else miserable, we know that we control them. So it's just not give into it. Credit cards aren't real, Federal Reserves aren't real, money's not real. What's real is you and me and this table and family and tribe and all that. So discover love and bring peace back to the world.
Awesome.
And then I'm coming back from Guatemala, and I find out that Miraculously, they're doing this incredible caravan tour and a documentary, and they're here in Dallas. So we set this all up last night. It's very spontaneous.
It's just my luck, no recess today. Going through the pictures of my book, seeing what it had to say. Geometric shapes and stains the escape, and taking me far away. Looking for a break to take this place, inspiration to wanna stay. Silence is the key. Bleeding on my sleeve. I still believe I have everything that I need. I'm not
about breaking out of your shell and being yourself, no matter like how much money you have or how great you are at technology, or like, I don't know, just breaking out and being a person. Yeah. We have the body of an animal and the mind of a god, so let's use it, you know.
So if you had the world's attention, what would you tell them? Peace.
Yeah.
Enchanted Rock. This place is beautiful. We hadn't really driven the RV at all, and we decided to take it for a 12-hour test run.
kind of experiences have you had with like UFOs or anything?
First experience was with my brother when we were up in the San Bernardino Mountains. Brother was, he had actually absconded with my grandfather's binoculars, and they're aviators binoculars, and he was watching the planes coming in and out of the airport, the San Bernardino airport, which you could see from quite a distance, so it was very clear, and of course airport lights. And my brother called my attention to a rather bright light that was moving back and forth, and I turned around and said it was a helicopter, and he said it wasn't a helicopter, and as we were both watching it go back and forth and stop, it just stopped really, really still and shot straight up in the air.
And when was this?
In 1962, the summer of 1962.
In Roswell, you can be an alien and, you know, walk around any time of the year and nobody, you don't disrupt anybody. They think you're just another person that's normal in this town in Roswell.
Cute little antelopes. There's the male.
So here we are, Albuquerque.
Yeah, baby girl.
Standing on a bus.
Did Kim draw or
Fucking
sign
cookie.
your bus?
Last words
The girl you met at Fuddruckers.
before we paint your bus, paint the RV. Why have you
Because it
forsaken
says
me?
Timberly up here.
Why have you forsaken me?
You too!
God is love.
That's right.
Love's all you need.
On the bus, yo! Go around the country! Your signature will travel the United States of America and possibly the world.
What is this, homeboy? What's going on here?
All right, here's what happened with us. I'll give you a little bit longer than the short story version.
Okay, that's cool.
January 27th, my house burns to the ground. My wife and I get an apartment. Life sucked, basically. I gave everything we owned away, my Jeep, my van, all our belongings except for personal stuff, clothes, sentimental stuff, and head out on the road on the bus looking for a new place to call home. I passed 3 cars on the side of the road between Corpus Christi, Texas and San Antonio, Texas. And I didn't stop. I felt bad. So therefore, I made a promise to myself that as long as I'm driving the highways, I'm going to stop for every person on the side of the road. And I have. The response was so great. People were so grateful that somebody would actually stop and offer assistance. I carry a gas can with gas, tools to change tires, tools to fix cars, money to buy parts. I can provide shelter, food, water for anybody that's on the side of the road. It's called Keep the Faith and Live Free Tour. We call it Faith Tour. You can email us at faithtour@yahoo.com. Our Facebook, the name is Candy Highway. It's the name of my dog Candy and my cat's Highway.
Cool.
We have people sign the bus for one simple reason, because it makes them smile. Whenever, for some reason, somebody could be walking across the parking lot, having a pissed off day, pissed off with the world. You hand them a marker and say, would you like to sign the bus? And it just totally changes their whole day. They start to smile. And then they're going to go and spread that positive energy. And it's going to spread the positive energy throughout America where it needs to be.
Nice.
Getting other people to help people. So basically what this is people helping people to help people. People donate for us to go out there and help others.
Can you tell a story about the first name that you wrote again, please?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, please. I hear this story.
A woman in Tucson, Arizona. We were parked at a gas station. We weren't in the gas station parking lot, we were right next to it. Just sitting out with little fold-out chairs. And this lady comes up to me and asks me, may I give you a hug? And I was like, absolutely. I give her a hug and she tells me, you remind me of my son. He just died last week of a drug and alcohol overdose. He was 31 years old. Well, she showed me a picture of him and he could have been my twin brother. I mean, he looked just like me, had 2 beautiful children, a little boy and a little girl. And he was big smiles and everything. I mean, he looked happy in life. She asked if we would stay put so she could go get some money from an ATM to give us some money to help us out. Well, while she was gone, I put her son's name. It was the first name we put on the bus, and it was with blue spray paint. It's right here. His name was Adam.
Oh, okay.
For Adam, rest in peace. You are now home.
That's how it started then.
That's how the whole signing of the bus started, because when she got back and she saw that her son's name on this bus with us, I had to catch her to keep her from hitting her knees.
Wow.
And she said, she smiled and said, "Thank you. I needed that. I needed to know that somebody else out there cares as much as I do." We both cried. Now I'm sitting there, I'm holding her, and we cried, but she left happy. She left more at ease with her loss. I've got over 5,000 writings on this bus.
Something show that you saw tonight, which is my husband Gilly and myself, and it is all improv, world percussion,
What's your spiritual perspective of reality and any spiritual practices you
It's all of them. It's the world coming together and fusing, and seeing the light, which is the common denominator in all of them. Is the love, you know, and light, and any religion that gives you that, I'm all about. You know?
Yeah.
I have reasons. It's a beautiful, beautiful world of theories and all that good stuff, and they're all beautiful as long as it brings love and light to your world.
Yeah.
For sure, and that's what we try to do with music. We try to bring love and light, inspire people's minds, turn wheels that haven't been really
inspiration.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the performance tonight. And what is your spiritual preference? Is there any particular practices that you do, or?
I've been meditating since I was a kid. Since I was 12. I learned self-hypnosis when I was 12. Studied chakra meditations on my own. I studied for 4 years with the Shia monks out of North Carolina.
What?
Do you know them? You know these?
I'm from North Carolina, and he is a Shia.
You're a Shia?
His name's Shivananda.
I now teach the basic meditation techniques of the Berkeley Psychic Institute. I teach them to cops in Colorado.
Wow.
I teach them to help with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I have a private practice where I do healing work on people and readings, and I still use the ascension techniques.
Three-sided hole. Totally thought we were lost in the desert. This used to be a Burning Man regional, from what I hear. There's the Burning Man. And there's Nate. With the dogs.
So all religions basically started from truth, from some sort of truth, right?
Yeah, this is true. I think that all the messages that came to Earth said the same message, and it was later misconstrued and changed by some of the followers, because it's like we all want to reach the top of this mountain where there's enlightenment, and you have one group saying that the only way to get there is to travel up this one path, and if someone lives on the other side of the mountain, that they have to come all the way around to travel up that one path, because there's only one path, one true path that leads to this thing of enlightenment. But I believe that the mountain top, there's many paths to reach it, and the person living on the other side of the mountain has their paths that they choose, and this person has their paths, and this person. And so if everybody walks up their path, eventually we'll all meet at the top of the mountain. But I think it's crazy to just think that there's only one way there, and whether it's one of the major religions or whatever it is, it's the only way that you can get there is just wrong to tell people. It's really hindering people's ability, and it's establishing us against them type of mentality, that we're the ones that's right and everybody else is wrong, rather than just look at we have different perceptions and try to understand someone else's perception, and I think that ours is the only way, like that path.
Yeah.
Exhale, spine straight, as you just squat down a bit.
The Timmons. This is what you're missing, Stamps. If you have the world's attention, like you do now, what would you say to him?
Pay attention, so that we don't end up wondering why everything is going bad so fast, so wrong. Let's pay attention right here, right now, so that we can experience good things, miraculous things, or unexpected goodness is better than expected bad. You know? Let's pay attention. I would tell the world, let's take a look at the sky at night and look at it and remember what we're part of, which is bigger than us and much more beautiful than we can ever imagine from here. You know, we basically live in a closet amongst a mansion called the universe. You know, we haven't seen it all and know it all. We're just in one little spot.
Amen.
And every night we get a chance to see the bigger picture of it all when we look up in the night sky. You know?
There's Laura there. The other did this. And the guy did this. We're in Santa Fe. There's a Metatron.
What's up?
What's up? We've almost been on the road 2.5 months. How's the trip going?
Good.
It's good. What have been the highlights?
This board's one of them.
What Little Tree did. You can see that there's his name, Little Tree. Hit that guy up on the side, and he also did the back. Back's a little more loose. Look at this one. There we go.
Gandhi says, be the change you want to see.
That works.
Don't wait for it to happen. You be the change. If you think the world is too polluted, go pick trash up. Be the change.
Awesome, that's why we're here. What's your name?
John Lennon.
John Lennon. This is John Lennon reincarnated right here.
Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup.
That was good. That was really good. So while we're driving out here to Chris's place, I'm going to show you two things real quick. Show you the lodge. who is unfamiliar, what they do is they take those rocks, and it's like a really warm sauna. And they put water on the rocks, it gets super hot, and you guys pray. And you have 4 rounds, one for the north, south, east, and west. And after each round, they open up the door. So that's the way they do it here. Open up the door and let some air in. It gets really hot in there. Hello. Wow.
Feel that love?
Yeah.
Back feel that love.
I must have came at the right time if you're just opening the door.
It happens that way sometimes.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Absolutely.
Is it okay if I have the camera on?
Absolutely.
We actually were just across the street with Chris. We did a sweat lodge yesterday.
Sweet.
And we ran into this as well, and I was like, wow, I must be in the right place.
Auspicious.
Very much so, very much.
We're in the process of doing some renovation. We painted the top with gold, and then we had some refinishing to do out with the wheel and the deer.
I never would have expected this. This is awesome. We should meditate together for a little while.
Yeah, we were talking about how I got to Buddha Dharma, and that in my application of absolute trust in Christ's love for me and mine for him, I investigated more. And in the 9 Theses of Christ, there's a story of Christ journeying to India and having initiations. And there, in talking to some lamas, they confirmed there's actually recordings of his visit to Asia. And I came to a place where I realized that Christ probably was a Buddhist, but that story was part of the missing part of his awakening time from 13 to 30. And then it all came into one path for me. I looked to see how would I be able to become like Christ, because he said everything he could do.
We could do and better.
And more.
Yeah.
Meaning he wasn't done yet, first of all. And second, that we all had that opportunity to awaken in the kind of way that he did. And so I look around to see who's the most Christ-like being incarnated on the planet now that I know of. And the only one I could find was the Dalai Lama. So I got much more interested in investigating what Buddhism might have to offer. And maybe it would fill in the gap of how it was that Christ became awakened. So.
What do you think's happening with the state of the world right now?
There are many cycles that come and go. These kinds of times have been before, and probably and will be again too. But we'll go through Renaissance times. And for the Buddhists, I've asked lamas about that. And somebody asked one lama, "What's going to happen in 2012?" Because there's so much drama about it, you know, and fear actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he said nothing. The essential teaching of emptiness is that nothing really is happening. There's just, it's like a daytime dream.
I've actually been having that experience a lot more, and it's really trippy to be in the physical world and have the acknowledgement that this is a dream, because it's like, well, is any of this real? And, you know?
That's a really good question. Yeah. Because they say it's all illusion. Because of our pattern of habit of conceptualizing things. And we share karma because we have similar dreams. And it's like a bad dream. Yeah. All pervasive for the moment, it seems like, but it's only an appearance. I like to think of ourselves as holograms. And the whole world, it's a light show. And we have opportunity to choose what we're going to do with it, you know, half full cup or half empty. You know. So it's a matter of perception, habitual patterns it causes us to. If we can stay relaxed and in that place of be here now that Ram Dass talked about, this moment is sublime.
I decided to drink some tea with Lynn. She gave us some Hopi tea and some honey. Said go talk to Raphael, who lives on the same land as Chris. And he's put together this 11-11-11 event that he's trying to get like millions of people involved with, trying to do local things and things in Tokyo, Jerusalem, and San Francisco. And he just talked to Dr. Emoto a couple weeks ago, and he's got a great rate cell number, and Jumbo Melchizedek used to fix his typewriter. So all these people lived in this like little plot of land seemingly in the middle of nowhere. Seemingly somehow we ended up there.
And moving towards changing the vibration through this what's called critical mass, you know, that shift of kind of 100th monkey syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
If you start something in one place and all of a sudden it reaches critical mass in somewhere else, they just pick it up automatically.
It's already growing, like I can feel it as we travel around. Like
Yeah,
already...
when you go into the heart, the threads of the heart create a field. And it's like when you go into that space that you feel when you go in there, and you link up with everybody else, you're co-creating, or you're part of a field of energy that is what is the source, or is connected to the source of the wisdom that people's bodies teach us. So it's the field itself. It's not like, you know, any kind of, it just seems to work. You know, but the best way, it's like an electromagnetic field, you know, that encompasses a large area. So in the same way, when we go into that field, we have access then to all that wisdom, and it comes through us. It uses us as the vehicle for people to heal, so that they can resolve their unfinished business, get rid of their conditioning, become free. So it's a tool, and it's the energy of the heart, because the heart energy is what's the source of our connection with divinity. So let's do it. It's very simple. It doesn't take any, you know, lots of hoopla. You put your right hand on your heart, and your left hand on your right, and then go into that quiet inner space in whichever way you can through a deep breath. You can invite the stillness or the peace, or some way that you'd like to express it. And as you feel the fibers of your heart, and you feel the energy of your heart and the stillness, you get to feel the threads from your heart going out to the threads of our hearts here that are gathered together. So let that energy build and settle. And then begin to send these threads of your heart and my heart from our hearts out to connect with the hearts of all beings. Everything that has a pulse. All living beings, interlinking. Creating a field of the heart. When you go into that space, you're linking with all the wisdom that's available to you. your own and your higher self and the wisdom of all beings. This is the heart thread that is going to link together all beings on the planet so that we have peace of a million years of dreaming.
Alright, so if you get the world's attention, and you can say anything to them, what would you say?
Be still.
If you have the world's attention, what would you say to them?
Stop being so comfortable. Start pushing your boundaries. Start questioning. Stop just doing nothing. We need to take steps. Complaining about the world isn't going to change the world. Waiting for somebody to make the world change isn't going to change the world. We have to make something happen in our lives, and we have to start with ourselves. Everything that we see out there that we judge is something that's inside us and that we're judging about ourselves. So let's start looking and turning the focus back in and saying, okay, I don't like that about what's going on. Actually, that is what you don't like about what's inside you. And so we got to start being active in changing ourselves. That's it.
Ushmal. Ushmal.
What's the date?
Mexico. I don't know, what is the date? It's like the 26th.
26th of December, the day
That's
after Christmas.
right. We don't go by days anymore. But yeah, you could turn it off now. We had a rush to do that.
There's the hoop. Try to get the ball through there. I am.
Salmon arm to Ushmal. Who the fuck it?
Sometime at the end of February, like the 22nd, and I didn't think I was actually going to make it here, but I made it to Chichen Itza.
take a picture of me here, Pedro?
So earlier you mentioned that peace and joy are a natural state of being. If they are a natural state of being, why aren't more people experiencing that?
Because they're distracted. If you look at any Western society and ask them, where do you find God? They look up or out. You go to any Eastern philosophy country, or I don't know how else to say that, and ask them, where do you find God? And they go, and they point at their own hearts. But in our Western cultures, we're so focused on the outside, searching for happiness on the outside, looking for God on the outside, looking for answers on the outside, that we can never connect. So, that's why. But when we do stop, when we come to rest in our minds and our bodies, all of a sudden there is a silence. And in that silence, the divine, by whatever name you decide to give it, presents itself. Because if it was, if I can sit in this body that and the experience that I've had in this body over the last 20 years, and regardless of what's happening on the outside, with my body, with my mind, with my outward circumstances or my conditions of life, and everybody around me can attest to this, is to experience joy and to be at peace.
And you can't bathe yourself, you can't walk.
I can't bathe myself, I barely feed myself. Only recently can I feed myself properly. Can't bathe myself, wash myself, toilet myself, dress myself.
And even though you have all these things that people normally take for granted, you can still find peace and joy.
I don't even have to find it anymore. It's just continuously there and present, and underlying whatever experience that I'm having.
Do you think that's open for everyone to experience?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Gurus that they're finding to find a spiritual path.
Do you think a lot of people are seeking?
I think that there's more people seeking now than there has been in a long time. And that there is something more than this. And what that is, I have no idea. I don't have any words for it, but I know that it is, and I experience it. And
so you feel like people are waking up?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, there's still a lot of people walking around sleeping.
If you had the whole world's attention, what would you say to them?
Just be yourself. That's it. And the real idea is that you're only restricting yourself if you put those restrictions in front of you. You're the only one that's building this fence that's keeping you within this perimeter. The whole idea is that you can be as expansive as you want to. Some people may feel that, well, I'm inside a box right now. If I step outside the box, I'm just going to be inside of the box. That's a belief system. Because all you're doing is you're still putting parameters around your own space. You may have a very, very small confined space and you may step out of that one, but if you say, I'm just going to go into another box, then you're still going to be in that situation. The whole idea is that you can be as unlimited, as expansive, as incredibly gifted in all abilities as you want to be. You just have to know it. And it's not believing it, it's knowing it. And that's the key here. When you know that you are expanding, when you know that you have all that is to play with, then you're on the key to actually expanding yourself hundreds of years before you even realize it. So, just be.
Yeah. So, what is consciousness to you?
I
would I say? People, let your light shine. Come on now, let it shine. Come on, let it shine on whole night and day. People, let your light shine. Come on now, let it shine. Come on, let it shine all night and day.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
I think when we continuously make distinctions between this is good, this is bad, this is holy, this is not, this is spiritual, this is unspiritual, we cut ourselves off from the experiencing of the what is. And the what is just, that's all you got. As the black people say, everything is everything. You know? It is what it is. So,
That's all the stuff we got. Car is fixed, people are fed, the scenery is nice.
Transient nomads, vagabonds, gypsies, fucking people who like to travel. I mean,
yeah.
Some like my situation just end up here by mistake, unplanned, unexpected. But some people are spontaneous.
What do you think about the state of the world right now?
It's exactly where it should be, and everything's perfect. And as we become more and more whole, and more understanding of a bigger picture that everything is as it should be and everything is perfect, then we pull ourselves away from these fears and these vibrations of separation. You know, because the solution is within. As long as we can go within and create peace from within, then that peace resonates everywhere. So then we have to start supporting ideas and feeding into things that create that for ourselves, which is inner peace. And so I choose to believe that there's a greater force, the source of all of this that is in control, and it will be in control the whole time and knows what it's doing.
and Ray just sat there with Grandma and Grandpa Woodstock, and we had this little hug thing, like two like really old people and like two like really young people. Like it was really kind of special.
The moment's actually usually really pretty cool. But getting lost in all these other dimensions or mind places, which is past and present, future stuff, staying out of those past and future stuff and being present is like the key to everything. Because we all want to be happy. That's a commonality that we have. We all want to be happy.
We had so many special moments, like of like love, like just serious, genuine like connection, like people just like holding each other and like people just crying in each other's arms, just weird things like of love, like the surrender to love was like all around. It's refreshing to be around again.
Dear Diary, as I write this, I invite bliss and take flight with the right gifts and dismiss the venomous breaking bread with fellow initiates, sharing intimate sentiments to be measured in increments, placed on scales to judge my soul as a whole, to let me know what I need to grow, free of the worry, fear, and fury that would deter me through an eternity of learning, from a sacred source reassuring that my inner light is burning, with a beauty that suits and soothes me truly, and ultimately will undo me, arising from my ashes as this new me. The Phoenix.
Beautiful. Thank you, man.
It was a success. I mean, it was a beautiful home, right? You know, we had peace, we had love, we all felt it. I hope you did. I felt it. Yeah. You know, and those of us that got here, I pass this energy to you. Here it goes. Run with it. Yeah. Run with it.
Love you.
Love you.
Blessings to you. Namaste.
There's Keo.
You know what I mean?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Where are we, Jay?
At the tea house.
Whose tea house?
Zendo.
Love is all you need.
I want to know the unified field theory.
The 5-minute version of the unified field theory?
Yes.
Bottom line of the unified field theory is that space is not random. Space has structure to it. And the theorized structure of that space, according to Nissim Harmony, is an infinite tetrahedral array. Tetrahedrons that can get scaled to be infinitely big or infinitely small. And you need at least 64 of those tetrahedrons to begin to see what is this infinite fractal division of space-time. And this would be the theorized geometry because this is the only geometry that would account for the fact that we measure empty space as being infinitely dense with energy, but we perceive it as completely empty. Because the space itself is so highly quantized and so equal and opposite in its fundamental geometry that it cancels out that infinite density. And we can say that it's called empty space. But really, empty space is filled with energy. And so it gets really fascinating when you realize that, according to modern science and the scientific method, this would be the logical structure of space-time. And it happens to perfectly match all these geometries and symbols that come out of ancient cultures, including the flower of life symbol out of ancient Egypt, which you have on the side of your RV over there. And the I Ching is 64 symbols out of China, with each symbol being 6 solid lines or 6 broken lines. And with those simple sticks, you can build a star tetrahedron. And with 8 of those, you can build the 64 tetrahedron. So the I Ching, things like the Mayan calendar, and the flower of life symbol out of Egypt, and geometries that come out of South America related to Mayan culture, and even in Japanese culture, cultures around the world, all have symbols and books and ancient teachings that relate to this same geometry. So that's where you have a matching of modern science, scientific method, and ancient cultures, which encapsulates all religious and spiritual traditions. So it's actually a unified field theory that unifies all forces, matter, consciousness, and religious thought, and ancient mysticism, and even like the architecture of ancient cultures. And so that is the 5-minute version.
If you had the whole world's attention, every person in it, and you had their ear for just a moment, what would be your message?
Wake up. Everybody's really in a dormant stage. Wake up, you know. But if I have to elaborate, is that, you know, it's how can you elaborate into something that people have no clue, you know? When you, for instance, when people, you know, forget who the mother is and you start looking at the sky for answers, you know, you have really, it's like abandon your mother in our ways. And yet we try to find answers up in the sky somewhere. When the answers, you're standing on your answers. You know? We created the problem here, not in the sky or someone out there. We created the mess. It's our responsibility to fix it. And we did it systematically, at least in our lands. One of the things that we noticed when the conquistadors came, that was really their biggest mistake, is that when they came to our land, they came with shoes on. And they never connected with our land. And then they forced us to wear shoes. And that really is a way of assimilating us, terminating us. Why? The moment you put your shoes on, you disconnect yourself from your mother. And then what do? We cement ourselves with gravel, concrete, walls. So we put our shoes on, and then we cement ourselves, and we walk on roads. So little by little over the years, we systematically have split ourselves from our mother. And if you look at India and other places where they still walk barefoot, they're the most spiritual people. Why? they still know who the mother is. They're connected to her. And the further we go, the more disconnected we are. And since we don't know it, we always look at the sky for answers. When the answers are always, you're standing on the answers.
What's happening? At least we ended up in a nice garden area. But as you can see on the sign over here, what you see is what you get. World attention. What would you say to them?
That's it.
We're on a mission, mate, to find a croc. This is what we've got. Oh, wait, that's the sun setting in the west. We got the RVs fixed in Junction City. We left and drove, stayed the night at Walmart and drove to Cougar Hot Springs. And we had a little bit of problems. You can see the radiator that we had worked on is now leaking again. But the scenery gets better. We're not in Junction City behind a small automotive station. Sacred spot number 78, Cougar Hot Springs. Fucking loving you. Go up the creek and check out the waterfall. It's past the hot springs.
Being exposed to like rapid change, and sort of just an unpredictable, go with the flow, day-to-day basis kind of thing has been a real ego breaker. You know, just you're all of a sudden you're like, all your expectations and assumptions and your agenda sort of dissolves, and you have to sort of just go with what, you know, it just brings you back to the now. You know, brings you back to yourself.
It's been alright. It's been good. It's been bad. It's been amazing. It's been amazing most of the time, you know. It's been a roller coaster. We're in new places every day. We go to so many different festivals, meet new people, and you know, just live with the same 7 people in one room. So it gets to this crazy dynamic where we're just this super tribe, roaming through the earth, you know, I don't know how else to say it. We're just literally modern day nomads, and it's fucking awesome. We're not tied down to anything or anyone, and we're just fucking free, and we're living life. How's, you know, we're living the life.
If you wake up every day and use your God's greatest gifts, right? The best you got. What else? Do you have anything to complain about? No, because you did your best. But the thing about all this is, why do you exist? The main point of all that, it's concluding to really challenging humans and to really ask themselves, what are you doing in this delusion today to help yourself get by emotionally, so you can make sure you are attracting inside yourself the emotions that you want to have. These things go so deep. I mean, you could get into the points of the mind and what the mind does at every nanosecond of the time, and how it's gathering so many observations at once, and how we're obtaining all this information but not obtaining very much of it, and all these simple things that we do that we don't understand that would make a child be like, holy cow. It would really open them up to amazing things. Like if you could teach a child that all the world's intelligence is in between the thoughts of us. It's that gap between each thought that a child has. And if you get into good detail, not scientific detail, just clear detail, because a child can understand a thought, they have thoughts. Now you have them go between their thoughts and really try to find what that gap is. That's where enlightenment happens. That's where creativity, all creativity comes from, supposedly, from what I've learned. And if children can go to that gap, even greater creativity happens, because they don't have this deep programming effect of age. It's at a young age they're going to the gap and making great creativity. And I put it to effect of Thomas Edison's, Albert Einstein's, people like this that went to the gap. For sure, that's how they obtained the information. At least from what I've learned. It's the only way they obtained it, was being in the gap. And, from one instance you could be thinking about ice cream to the next solving world hunger. And what is that between those? Where does the thought come from? Who has a thought? Like, we're not our thoughts.
Your spirit never dies, your body does, you know, and it through life and
Smells
death,
like
your
balloons in
spirit
here.
will always find
Lots of
regeneration in
balloons.
birth.
Happy birthday!
Awesome as hell. Dude, you guys are cool.
Say if you're on TV right now.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
The world.
I speak from the heart. I am the heart. Therefore, what I am, you are, because you are reflections of me, and I'm a reflection of you. So we are the heart of it all, my friends. We are the heart of it all, the divine one. We have that right, that sovereign saying that we created it all. Because here's another last word I'll say. How come the light beams and the many starships, light ships that are hovering above our heads right now, helping me speak this information? So here's the thing. We said, go out and create and bring everything back to me. Therefore, what goes from source comes back to source. See, if we weren't source, we would go to them. See, they're gravitating to us. Why? Because they know that we created them, because you know what? We're the past of time. We're the foundation of it. That's why we're learning how to create this. Do you see that? Right now, we are learning how to create this. We're not aware of how we've created it, but we are learning right here in this world. And this is what this world is designed that we've created for. It's just a never-ending learning and teaching of source energy forever. This world is one of the great worlds of the whole universe. Everything depends on this world to bring itself back into the shift of balance, not the world, but the people, the beings that actually created it. You know, they need to take responsibility for what they've created and create with perfection and love, because this world wants us to be what we are, and you know what? It's helping us. Mother Nature's activating us. The universe is activating us. You know what? We're all being activated.
So,
What's your experience with Shasta been?
it's my experience. It's just a magical, wonderful place. There's a lot of activity going on, galactic activity. It's an angel ascended master hangout. There's all sorts of things going on. This is like a spiritual, energy vortex of a place. Sister mountain to Machu Picchu.
If you had the world's attention, what would you say to them?
God bless. What else could I say? God bless. Be happy, be light, don't take it too seriously. Have fun and follow your heart. That's what I say to my kids, follow your heart. Don't listen to your head anymore, follow your heart. That's it. What else is there to say? Follow your heart, you can't go wrong, and you've got all the answers within for your own life. No one can tell you what to do, because no one else knows what they're here. Just follow your heart. And love all that is. I call it God, but you can call it what you. That's cool.
Climbing Mount Shasta, root chakra of the world. I've heard a lot of great stories from locals and read a little bit of the books in town, and realized I had to climb this thing while I was out here. So I don't know if you can see this, way kind of down in that area, there are some tiny cars, and I am hoping to go way up there. So I only got 2 minutes left. It's been a beautiful journey. I came up with a dude named Steve. There's been a lot of signs on the way, painted rocks, medicine wheels, hearts, stones that look like Easter Island. Mount Shasta, California. It was a big trek, really steep. There's all these little pockets to settle up here once you get higher.
We think we figured it out when we got a jump from a tow truck. Well, first off, let me explain our situation. This morning we woke up and it was snowing on the mountain, and the park ranger came and said that we gotta go. So we're trying to figure out how to start the RV, and we are a couple of guys up here think that it's just we don't have enough battery. We think the 2 backups are dead. So I bought a new battery. So there's one good battery in there, but it's dead now. That's been over here cold. So we tried to get 2 cars to jump the RV, and it still won't start. And we called the RV place back to give us a free jump, and they said no, it didn't cost $150. So this guy recommended that we get a cold RV battery, and that pushes out more than 1,100 amps on that, and that'll start it.
No, it's the new one that we bought.
That's the new one.
Yeah, and it's
So,
trained.
yeah,
This is
needs to be
exactly about
charged.
half of it.
Yeah, 2 jumper cables, and we got it running. We did it! Fuck yeah!
The crystal skull, they were here before the Mayans came.
All so spiritual. Everyone's different. Amazing. I trained for 30 years in shamans. This is Atlanta.
This is an Atlantean crystal stone.
Okay.
And he explains how.
Touch that thing. Tell me what you feel. Patra Puma Waka. Wow.
About 2 months ago now, so it's brand new for me, but it's not new, this one, but because it's an ancient one, so it's a pre-Inca, so but our connection is not new, in fact.
Damn, look at all these people.
That's what's up.
Do you have? Ask anything and I will give you the best I have.
What is consciousness?
That's a pretty big question. Consciousness is it's consciousness. Turn that off for a second. Well, you asked the big question. The big question is always, I want a bottom line. What's the big question? Why am I here? I'm here to find myself. When I find myself, I find all
Yeah,
things.
the one that owns the RV, actually. He's not here right now.
Self-discovery is the great mind, and the key to self-discovery is becoming the observer, stepping back outside of the body and observing the actions of the physical, so that you can become Shiva.
We made it.
And destroy the personality that believes in duality.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it.
The belief in right and wrong.
The belief in right and wrong.
I just graduated high school, so I'm
So experience is really just what then?
Pure. It has no judgment.
don't feel experience.
So if you can enter into the midbrain,
Well, at least that way.
the conspiracy of man is that his mind, his brain was split into halves, and the two halves oppose each other. So there's a conflict in thought process right off the bat. And the great mind, or the Essene, seeks to take his thoughts out of the two frontal lobes and move them into the midbrain, which is right below the frontal lobes, where there is no emotional attachment or judgment. Then one can start experiencing what's called analogical mind. Analogical mind has no judgment and has no emotional attachment to anything, people, places, things, times, or events. And at that point in time, you start living the pure life, the life of Shiva, one with itself and all things.
I know how to drive, like, to the store. That's
Beautiful.
like
That's an epic shot.
Yeah, this world's pretty cool.
Sacred site number 48, Coral Castle, Homestead, Florida. Rah, 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 rah.
it's comfy. Alright?
I don't know, it was all built in the 30s.
Were the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Incas, and Ed.
And Ed.
Yep.
Apparently, like, that's how tall it was, too.
It's a cool little castle.
Here's St. Louis.
That's versus him.
Oh, this one's got a face to it.
Going to the rainbow gathering.
In where?
In Hawaii. It's February the 4th, 2012. 2012. We made it to 2012. We're still here. We're on the big.
So awesome. So there's more people way down there.
Yeah.
Loving you! You think I could walk across that thing when it goes down? Woo! Hold! As you see, when it goes lower, you just trail around.
Starting the circle now.
Well, all's not well, but I'm coming back to the wall behind. I slow me down and it's like coffee up here. They so look like Christ on dead. Right. I'm trying to upside down. People like Christ. Now I'm in heaven trying to figure out.
What's up, Rio?
I have a question. Who do you think this is?
This is just like a little thing I'm trying to pull together here. I want to be part of a movement that's going to happen. It's time. So I need you guys to really just give me that movement in that direction, because this is going to be something that's going to ring around the country, ring around the world. If we do it, and I want people to feel that they have been given what they want for something that's worth what they gave it for. And that's an individual decision, every person, you know. And what my level of commitment is to take the names of when the OSM's coming here tomorrow. They were bringing all the food. I was hoping we were going to get more mattresses today if we had time to do that. And just occupy this place. And we were going to occupy the place. The way to occupy a place is to pretend as if that opposition is like an illusion, like looking at some kind of smoke and mirror trick. And that once you open your eyes and see that it was just a trick, You know, if you need to know how to proceed from there, you can just go
pretty well for a man that's supposed to be evicted today.
Singing, singing our heart song. This is family. This is unity. This is celebration. This is sacred.
Sacred. I'm supposed to be out of this place here, but since I'm still here, I'm now a criminal.
You've never been one before.
I love being a criminal.
Well, no, you're not a criminal, brother. You're an outlaw. Okay, there's a big difference. You didn't commit a crime against any person.
You know what?
There was no
I'll
malice.
buy that. I'll call myself an outlaw. They can call me a criminal.
You are an outlaw. Welcome to the tribe.
You're an outlaw living out loud. Outlaw out loud.
Yeah, you guys are all harmony criminals too, so
You commit no crime, my friend.
Here, we're gonna go all around this room here. We'll let everybody throw something out into the table that I don't give a shit what it is. But I want to hear everybody speak their voice in this circle here tonight. Is that crazy talk?
No, that's cool. Okay, you know what a talking stick is?
Yes. Since you got your talk, you can pass the right or for the left. Okay, everybody stand here while I run the first line.
It's all about the gingerbread house.
GBH.
This is it. Check out our art. We got art on the walls. This is a studio. This is our garage studio. Galactic. We can make galactic stuff. Hey, let's go. Vas-y, Bazakar, hein?
666 and goat horns right in front of us right now. There's the 666, there's the goat. On our way into YPO.
Find out where the first campground is, because I don't think it's down.
So we came down the beach last night and some local fishermen said we couldn't camp. One guy said we could camp on the beach and the other's like, no, there's no camping around here. We came from way over there, like up here somewhere. The ocean. Smile, say something. This is it, the descent into Waimea. This is our 7.5 mile hike with our turtle packs. There's V.
Aloha, dude, this has been the craziest fucking view on a hike I've ever seen.
Did you see this waterfall? Look at this waterfall right here.
This is like cooler than watching Jurassic Park.
Like right over there.
And watching Jurassic Park was like one of the most like magical feelings ever. The first time I saw it, this is way better, more magical.
So this is it. We made it to Waimea. We're gonna stay for a day or two. Came from way up there. waterfall.
Me and Hugo were in the garden today, and I saw Black Widow, and I saw this little guy pass out. This guardian dude, and he just knocked out. Get him, get him.
Here we are, Friday morning, Kona, Hawaii.
Look at that shit. That's what I'm doing right now. Go underwater, dude.
Into the deep blue we go. Dude, I feel like this is like Pirates of the Caribbean 4 or something right here. Pirates of the real world. Whoa!
Every moment, if you go away from this talk we're sharing today, and away from this painting, which I am praising the Creator's beauty, you can find in your own life, in your own outdoors, on your own street, beauty, in your backyard, a flower, take time with it. So the physicists are saying, yes, you know, the mystics had it quite right, and now it's proving out.
Trust, kid.